Well, here it is, April the 19th, I believe, 2026. And Sunday, a little before 6 or a little after 6 a.m. I don't know, I just felt led to just, start recording, see what messages come through. I know for me, I'm in a exciting chapter of my life right now where once again I'm starting over. I call it beginning again. And it feels exciting this time to be a beginner in life because I'm not starting from scratch. I'm starting from experience. And now that I can completely embody the meaning of that and the essence of what it feels like to actually be consciously aware of each and every decision and choice and moment in life, it feels so real to me. But it also feels so normal. Like, it feels so appropriate to have the freedom to choose the direction of my path or discover my path. The freedom to just experience and explore, to learn from choices, to not be handed a script and forced to follow. I've done that. That was the majority of my experience. My human experience was being force-fed this script and having to follow it. And I did. I got the job. I got the education. I got the marriage. I made the money. I had the dream of making the billions and millions, but I made the money as far as like gotten on that pattern of like, hey, this is life. I work, I get paid, I pay these, I have a little bit, I save. So I had that whole journey several times. And it feels amazing to just be able to pick, like have a resource. I have my own life resource of patterns and choices that I could pull from. Because what I've learned in my 47 years of being in this lifetime on earth is that the patterns don't change. The systems don't change. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to evolve, or we're supposed to evolve, create a new system. And it just amazes me of like how early on in life I knew that. I saw that since I was 4, It's like I've always seen, okay, I see how this works, and I see it's not equating to happiness for you. And I see that if you go within, I didn't use the words back then, I was a kid, but it's like I saw like if you go within, then I think that's where the answer is. And then to grow up in Christianity and follow Jesus's paths and how he pointed, individuals back to themselves and just was all about faith and a knowing. And it's like, that's all I connected with. but having to go through the script with that knowing, that was my my lesson, my path. So I can forge this path of self-mastery and say, hey, even within the system, you can still forge and follow your heart, Like there's a way to do it there's a way to do it with navigating and working with your energies, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts. There's a way to do it holistically without harming yourself or anyone else. There's a way to accomplish that, and I did that. I think that was my only goal, was I wanna get through this so that I can get to this with love. That's all. I saw how some of the prophets in the in ancient scripts and the Bibles and stuff, I saw how they walk the path of righteousness, and I always felt like, man, if you walk the path of righteousness, then that's all that's needed. It's like it doesn't matter how dark it is outside. If I have this flashlight, no matter how small, right? Oh, ye of little faith, mustard seed. No matter how small the flashlight, in the darkness, I'm still gonna be able to pierce through. I'm still gonna be able to see something. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. Just a little light. So I just realized that, going through this, it was like, okay, I see this. So now the issue isn't anything outside of me. The issue is why aren't I trusting that even that tiniest of light that's in me can get me through the darkness? Why don't I trust that? So that began the journey of self-mastery and learning to trust the light that's already within me. And that's the message. That's my whole that's the essence of my message, is to do yourself a favor, give yourself a break, and test the light within you. Just give it a shot. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've done. Is I said, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try. Because I see a tiny light in me. They may not see it. But if I show them this tiny light and they see it, they can still choose to not see it. But at least I've shown my light. I let my light shine. So anyway, man, if you guys received anything from that, definitely support me in my endeavors, my journey towards mastering finances and creating. The reason why I said that mastering finances is because of even going through the journey. I've accrued debt, and things like that. And I do believe that if I purchased it or had intention of using it, I give what's owed, basically. And so yeah, I definitely don't like carrying financial debt. That's including student loans. That's including just life, situations. My child support from the time when I was homeless and wasn't able to pay anything. Which I have a story about that as well. Because even in the essence of that, having that tiny light. Even I was talking to my wife this morning about it, or last night, and I said even though I was homeless, I had no money coming in, right? When I did, even if it was $5, even if I sent $2.50 on towards my $325 a month, it's me still showing that faith. Like, hey, I know I owe this. So, but at the same time, you know, if you knew better, you do better. And it's about kindness and having grace and compassion towards the version of myself then. But it's like, that's what I'm saying. I'm taking from old experiences and the lessons of just like, there's always a way, you know. So anyway, man, yeah, this is me. This is the new chapter. Is getting back out there and just letting my light shine, you know. And I would love for you to help with doing that. All right, love you, and then you can do about it.